Hey, Tubies, this is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. Well, here we are, and it's time for messages from the spirit world. You guys have been so wonderful. I love all the wonderful letters and the wonderful feedback I've been getting. When I started YouTube, my YouTube channel, gosh, about 8, almost 9 years ago now, it was messages from the spirit world that I started with, and I've been doing it ever since, and I love it. So I'm so glad that you're here. For those who've been with me since the early days, thank you so much. And for those of you who are new, I hope you'll come along and stay with us for a lot of years, because I love being part of YouTube, and I'm always going to be bringing messages. I'm a psychic. It's what I do. Anyways, I want to say thank you. You guys, your support has been wonderful. Well, we got a lot of letters here. But before we get into all of them, let's just take a moment and let's attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. Well, one more thing, before we get into the letters, I do get hundreds and hundreds of letters, so I may not get to yours right away. Please be patient with me. I also like to say, listen to every letter, because even if your letter doesn't get read, there may be one similar to yours, and spirit can speak through that. I can tell you that a lot of people write to me over the years. They say, Psychic Bob, you are addressing somebody else in your show. And I felt like Spirit was talking to me as well. And that message gave me direction also. So, the spirit world can work like that. They can work through other people's letters to reach you. So I encourage you, be patient, try to understand it's just me, and there's hundreds and hundreds and really thousands of you. And I'm doing the best I can. But I'm so glad you're here. So we're going to get into the letters. So let's start. All right. First letter tonight is from Slickler. Hi, Slickler. Slickler says, Dear Psychic Bob, I recently had an experience where a fairy, a member of the Fae, approached me in a dream. She brought memories of my encounters since childhood, and since then I can remember having experiences that I had forgotten. Am I crazy? It is also very real to me. Did this really happen? Hi, Slickler. Yes, very good questions. Let me tell you, yes, the Fae do come to people, and it's interesting that you mentioned this happened while in a sleep state. See, when we sleep, we are literally in between worlds. We're kind of on the edge of, they call it on the edge of the etheric. We're in the material world and on the border of the spiritual world. And it's on that borderline where the Fae actually lives. So the fact that you claim to have been in that state, and that's where this experience occurred, actually lends validity to it. So I can tell you as a psychic, you did have an encounter. It's interesting you said that they brought back memories you had forgotten. Many times as children are very open to the spirit world, and so to encounter angels and fairies and spirit guides, totally natural, because see, children come straight from spirit into the earth, and when they first get here, they're still open to both dimensions. As children grow up and get older, they're conditioned, particularly here in the West, to close all of that down. They're told it's not real, doesn't exist, go away. And because of that, they lose their connection. And I believe this is what happened to you. Somewhere along the way, you were shut down. And this Fae came to remind you to be open to the miracle of life and the miracle of communication between the realms. So you did get a Fae experience. And all those encounters that they showed you were simply moments that you had forgotten, and they wanted to bring that back. So that's actually a treasure, and you're really blessed. So what you want to do is continue to talk. The Fae love interaction with humans, at least humans who love them and are open to them. I would consider, visiting the nature as well. You can connect with them very easily in natural settings, but also ask them to come again in your dreams and be open to that. I do feel you have a connection. Hope that helps. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Stacy Hannah. And she says, Bob, will there be a cure for those afflicted with autism? Stacy, that's a very good question. And it makes me sad to have to say this, but What I've seen psychically is that there already is a cure for autism. There's a cure for many of the diseases that plague humankind. Unfortunately, there are people in positions of power and that have a lot of greed and self-motivation to suppress those cures. So I do believe there is a cure to autism. Interestingly, I do believe that autism, if you study it, it's been on the rise in the last 25, 30 years. And I do believe there is a connection between some of these vaccinations and autism. I'm not convinced that all the vaccines that we're giving people are necessarily without side effect. And I do believe that the incidence of autism, if you look at it closely, it does very much parallel the rise in vaccines. So is there a cure? Yes. And interestingly, I believe the cure will come strangely in the form of a vaccine that will help to kind of direct some of the neural pathways and reform them in ways that make autism less overwhelming to the person. So yes, I do see a cure for it. In terms of timing, it's going to be a while because, as I said, the greed still really is a factor. And I think, honestly, particularly in this country, the greed of some of these pharmaceutical companies, I think they create a lot of these problems in order to profit. That's my personal belief. But yes, there will be a cure eventually. All right, probably about 3 or 4 more years. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Jenna C. And she said, Dear Psychic Bob, any messages from my spirit guide, Lisette? Hi, Jenna. It's interesting. I do pick up this Lisette around you, and I feel like she's talking about learning. And I keep hearing her say, pick up the books, go to school. Looks like you're going to be taking on some new classes or some type of transition in the learning area in the coming months. And I see this really opening a lot of new doors for you. I also feel that she's bringing in new friendships here. And I want you to watch, particularly around the month of October, I get a lot of social activity here around you. And I do feel like Lisette is opening doors of friendship. So I hope that helps you. Just keep talking. Spirit Pill, we just talk to them like we talk to anybody. And they'll help us. Thanks so much. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from S. Marnol. And S. Marnol writes, Dear Bob, I feel incomplete. I've been learning a lot about sacred geometry and its deeper levels of understanding. Can you help me to connect to this higher frequency of power and knowledge, to understand this higher level of consciousness? Yeah. Well, really, I have to tell you, that's very good questions. And in all of these disciplines, from sacred geometry to Wicca to spiritualism, these are all pathways that connect us to really our higher selves and onward to spirit. So the secret is not necessarily having to look outside, though the outer world can give us lessons. If you're finding that you're getting only so far, this means that you now need to turn inward. So I would encourage you to work on learning the chakras. Study that energy within your body. See how that moves. And once you understand your own energy, then you'll understand the interplay of energy in the outer worlds. So meditation really is where it's at. So many people spend their lives seeking joy in the outer world that they forget the inner world. And really there's a vast universe within us. But we have to go within and settle down every day. Just take 2 or 3 minutes. Just close your eyes like I do at the beginning of this video. Center yourself and ask for the light within to be revealed. And once you have that connection with that inner light, then you'll see how it plays in the outer world. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right. Our next letter is from Liz Griffin, and she says, Dear Bob, I've been praying to my guides, archangels, ascended masters, God, and Jesus every night for a long, long time. Why are they not responding? Please help. Liz, you know what you're having, hon? You're having what we call the dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul is when we suddenly feel disconnected from our spiritual truth and our spiritual light. And the secret to getting through the dark night of the soul is to not seek outside of ourselves. Like I told the other person about the question about the sacred geometry, the secret is go within. See, right now, all of your energy is being directed outward. God help me. Jesus help me. Angels help me. And that's good. We should have that dialogue. But there comes a point in which that reaching out is met with silence. That doesn't mean that God and the angels and the guides have forgotten you. It means that they're holding back so that you understand that they actually also reside within your heart. So instead of asking, just go inside and say thank you. Thank you for being present. Don't worry if you don't feel it today. That's okay. You may not. But just be thankful and say, I don't have anything to offer except my heart. I don't know what I need. I don't know the way. And so I listen for your hope, your help, your answer. And sit in that silence in thankfulness. And I find, and I've done this, I've had this experience myself, when I sit in that place of inner darkness and just thankfulness, not asking for anything, not seeking anything, all that joy wells up. And I realize that I'm really not disconnected. And somehow that link comes back. So that's the secret to coming through the dark night of the soul. Hope that helps. Let me know, okay? I'm sending light your way. Blessings. All right. Our next letter is from Frances Watson. She says, Dear Bob, do you see me moving back to the East Coast? Yeah, I do. But you know, I'm not getting it till 2017. I think it's going to be another year here. Most of 2016, you're going to be where you are. But around the end of 2016, I'm getting literally openings going across the country. I feel that there's going to be some job opportunities that come up around the end of 2016. And at the beginning, around January, February of 2017, I actually see a move. So looks very good for you. I want to keep your eyes here on a few different locations. One is like the New England area. I keep getting like Massachusetts around you. And the other one is Southern. It's more like North Carolina. So I'm getting both of those. So not that you can't go other places, but that's where I'm seeing the strongest leads, at least initially. Okay? So I hope that helps. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Maria Romero. And Maria writes, and she says, Hello, Bob. I love your channel. Oh, thank you. I love that you're here. Thank you so much. She said, Bob, I have to make a big decision in my life. That's a change in my life that will change my son's life and is about my relationship. I also have a gift, but have a hard time finding it and would like to know about my spirit guide. Hi, Maria. Well, let me tell you, in terms of you and your son, I do pick up the word transition around you. And I feel that this may be a transition out of a relationship that may not be as productive as it should be and as positive. And I feel that for you and your son, you have a soul link. You'll always be together. I do feel there's new beginning around you, and I want you to watch around January of 2016. I feel like this new year literally is new beginning also for you. And there may even be a physical move as well, and I want you to be open to that. In terms of your spirit guide, I do pick up around you here two angels, actually. One of them, interestingly, her name is Marie, like similar to your name. You're Maria, but she's Marie. So you have an angel named Marie. Now, this isn't Virgin Mary. This is an angel. Her name is Marie. And there's another man around you as well. This looks like he gives me the name of Juan. Juan is his name. And he's a guardian spirit for you as well. And what's interesting is they are kind of guardians of you and your son. They work together with both of you. You know, in terms of your psychic abilities, I do believe you have a lot of psychic gifts. I do think you have some clairvoyance, and I think you have also dream dream prophecy. And don't feel bad that you can't get information for yourself. You know, I've been a psychic over 20 years, and I can never see for myself. You know, I tell people, you know, if your car gets stolen, I can find it. But if my car gets stolen, I'm out of luck. That's just how it is. Most psychics don't see for themselves. So that's why I'm here to help you. And you know, I may call on you one day for a reading. So I send you a lot of blessings. And I think you're going to be fine. But watch the new year, okay? Sending you blessings. Bye-bye. All right. And our next letter is from Ibi Mamo. Hello, good to hear from you. It says, Dear Bob, I'd like to know if my mom, who passed away 2 weeks ago, is still around me. What is my life's purpose? Yeah. You know, Ibi Mom, I'm really sorry about your mother's passing. It's always hard, you know, when we lose a loved one. And I do pick her spirit up around you. In fact, they tell me that she has not crossed over yet. She got permission from the angels to stay here to look after you. And I feel there's another family member, it's a male, possibly a brother, that she's looking after as well. I'm not sure it's her brother or your brother, but I get another male that she's been around a lot. And I do pick her up. What I get the sense also is that she's had a hard time letting go because she loves you so very much. And, you know, you can talk to her. You just tell her, say, Mom, I wish you didn't go. Be honest. You can be mad at her. You can laugh. You can cry. Let her know that you're okay, because that's really what she wants. You know, when we lose somebody, no matter how spiritual we are, it's hard. And don't feel like, well, I'm spiritual, I should be over this. No. You know, even in the Bible, it said Jesus wept when his friend Lazarus died. So you see, even great ascended masters grieve. And to act like I'm so spiritual, I don't need to grieve, that's not real. But I can tell you as a medium that she is okay. She's no longer in pain. They show me that at the time of her crossing, there was a lot of trauma area in the chest area as well. So I don't know if you know about that, but there may have been some blood clots, some heart and lung issues also. And it's like she just couldn't sustain the body. Okay, she couldn't sustain it. She's out of pain and she's at peace, okay? And I do see a lot of light around her, which tells me she's in the light. Okay, so I want to bring her a message to you that she's fine, she's in the light, okay? You know, in terms of your life purpose, you have an artist theme on your chart. And I feel there's a lot of creative energy. I keep seeing you working with something with design, like fashion design, clothing, jewelry, things like this. This is where I feel you have the greatest power. You have gifts of artistic energy. And I feel like anything you do in the design area would really be successful. So I encourage you to do that. And, you know, one of the things is ask your mom. Ask your mom to help you. You know, now that she's in spirit, she can do amazing things. So if you want to get into a certain school or you need help with an exam, you say, Mom, help me. You know, people in spirit love that. That's what they love, to be asked to help, because they don't get tired and they have abilities they didn't have when they were on Earth. So take advantage. But she's around you, and she sends you a lot of love and a lot of light. And just let her know you're okay, because she's not getting the message from you that you're okay. And let her know that it's okay for her. She needs to go to the light. And you pray for her and she'll pray for you. Okay. Hope that helps. I send you my blessings for healing and peace. Well, guys, listen, that's all the letters I'm going to get to today. But I'm so glad you're here at Spirit Channel. Keep it here. Put comments in the box below. Thumbs up. Like this, favorite, share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd love you to be part of our channel here and be part of our community. Anyways, I'm sending you my blessings. And make sure to be back here on Thursday. We're going to have another video. I think we're going to do one on Order of the Purple Cord. Something magical and mystical. So you don't want to miss that. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Bob Hickman. Keep it here. And of course, next week we'll have another Messages from the Spirit World.